Hey friends, it's Shereé, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the things that I made in April and May. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning person, thank you so much for your continued support. All right, let's get into it. In the months of April and May, I actually didn't do a ton of sewing. We had baseball for both my boys and my husband's a coach, so our schedule was a little bit more hectic than it normally is. But I did manage to make about 11 items that I can't wait to share with you. But before I share with you the things that I made, you know I like to start out my videos by talking to you about some amazing companies that I discovered over the last couple months or some products that I'm loving. Now, my mom came and visited us and it was such a great visit. We hated to see her go, and while she was here, she actually stopped at Michael's and picked up some things for my kids so that they could do some crafts, and she also got something for me. My mom is so sweet, okay? She knows that I love to plan. I have several planners that I'm working on constantly throughout the week, and part of the planning process, I actually use tons of stickers. I love stickers. And one of the things that I struggle with is finding really good representation for people that look like me. In my planners and in my journals, I like to use stickers that represent the things that I like, the things that I'm into, and images that look like me. Maybe that's crazy, I don't know, but that's how I roll. And so I'm always on the hunt for stickers that suit me. Well, my mom saw these and she just knew that they would be perfect for me. I'm only gonna show you a couple of items because after she bought these for me, I was so excited. I totally had to make a haul. So I used my little fun money for the month to purchase a ton of stickers. And so I want to do a dedicated video sharing with you all of those things. If you're not into planner stickers, don't worry, this will only take a couple of minutes. So she got me this amazing sticker book. I love this sticker book. I'll show you why it's so cool in just a minute, but one of the things that stands out the most is the representation. All of the ladies on this sticker book are of different shades of brown, and I just think it's so cute. Their fashion is cute. It definitely looks like me and my sisters or me and my girlfriends. And I was really excited to see this sticker book. Now, when you open it up, if you haven't seen one of these before, most of the book actually has these special sheets here. And these special sheets allow you to put stickers that you already have on their original backing. You pull them off and you put them on here. And when you're ready to use them, you can lift them up and put them on your paper and they still remain sticky. So as you can see, I have used several pages already. I often have random little small sticker books. And sometimes the stickers, they're not my cup of tea, so I share them. I give the stickers that I don't want away. And then the rest I can just put right here on these little sticker sheets. So that's what that's about. Now in the back of the sticker book, there are these lovely little envelopes. And inside each of the envelopes, I have several sticker books. So this was really cool. She found this at Michael's. The artist for these stickers is someone called Lamika Alston, and her company is called Capital Chic Designs. I had no idea that these stickers existed, and I'm so happy that I know about them now. My mom actually got this sticker book for me to use in my mini happy planner that I use. I use this guy for all of my social media planning, my sewing project planning, and stuff like that. So it matched, and my mom's always looking out for me, so she hooked me up with this. So anyway, if you're interested in planners, if you're interested in stickers, I will be doing a separate video sharing all of those items. Okay, so the next thing that I want to share with you is that I will be actually reorganizing and changing my sewing / crafting space, which is also my classroom and the area where my kids play video games. This is going to be a big job, and to be perfectly honest with you, I was very nervous about sharing this experience with you and actually inviting you, my YouTube friends, into my home so that you could see the mess that I have created. But I'm doing this because I want to take you on the journey of reorganizing my space. Now, this is a small space that, like I mentioned, I share for many different functions in our house. So those of you that are crafting in a small space and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do to fix your organization problems, hopefully you'll be able to gain something from walking with me on this journey. So the company that I'm actually utilizing in order to purchase the things to make my room better is actually called Create Room. Many of you have probably heard of Create Room if you're in the crafting and sewing community, but if you haven't, I'm so excited to introduce you to this company. So what I've ordered is actually a Dreambox, and the Dreambox is going to house all of my crafting things, and I cannot wait until everything is all finished. It's supposed to arrive within the next week, and I need to get started with pulling things out and reorganizing furniture in order to make room for it. So anyway, I'm going to share that journey with you. I want to let you know that I am an affiliate with Create Room now. What that means is that now I have special discount codes that you can utilize in order to purchase items to create the sewing crafting space of your dreams. And I'm so excited to be able to save you some money. Right now, they're having one of the biggest sales that they've had this year, and this is their 4th of July sale. And using my discount codes will give you an additional discount on top of their sale prices. Now, this is going to be the very last time that you'll be able to purchase the Dreambox and some of the other accessory items at such a low price, because prices will be increasing with the company. So I definitely recommend that you use my discount codes to save yourself some money if you plan on purchasing anything from this company for your craft or sewing room. All right, so the Dreambox itself, using my code, is going to be 15% off the sale price, and then the accessories using my code will be 20% off the price that's on sale on their website, which is amazing because you're getting a discount on top of a sale. Who doesn't want to save that much money? I know I love saving that much money. I do want to let you know though that you can only use one discount code per purchase. So if you're planning on buying a Dreambox and a Dream Cart, in order to use both discount codes, you'll have to order the 2 items separately. But it is an amazing opportunity to save a lot of money, so I do recommend that you do that if these are things that you are looking to purchase and add to your wonderful crafting and sewing space. All right, so I have uploaded a video. In that video, I will be sharing with you a detailed tour of my current space. I'll be honest, I was very nervous and a bit embarrassed by how many things that I have and that I'm sharing with you in this video, but I really think it's important for you to see the journey from the beginning to the end. That includes seeing the hot mess that I have going on right now. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. Hopefully this process encourages you and inspires you to reorganize your crafting and sewing space. It was definitely not easy for me to film and upload that video, so please do support me by watching the video and giving me a thumbs up and maybe a word or 2 of encouragement. All right, let's get into the things that I made, and let me tell you, some of these things are so stinking cute. We're gonna start with the children's button-up shirt that I made for my son. It was for his birthday. He turned 6 years old and it came out perfect. So I had purchased this really amazing superhero, like Avengers themed fabric from Joann's. It's a cotton fabric. And I asked my sons, what do you guys want out of this fabric? Because I bought enough to make them both items from the fabric. And so my Adrienne picked an awesome button-up shirt, which he looked so handsome wearing. It is Simplicity 59056. And I love this pattern so much. It was a really easy pattern to follow. The sizing was good. I think I actually sized up by 1 size so that he could wear it for a little bit longer than, you know, just the next couple months, because that's how fast kids grow. But he's a very thin guy, so I think he might be able to wear it through Christmas. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. But the really cool thing about this particular shirt is that it came together really quickly, but it has a lot of the really cute finishes on it that make it look like a very smart adult man's button-up shirt. So I love that on him so much. And I used regular buttons down the front of the shirt, but for the wrist, I knew he would have trouble unbuttoning and buttoning them, so I actually used blue cam snaps. So that has helped him to be able to get in and out of the shirt without any issue. And when I tell you that when he's in the mood for wearing it, sometimes I have to tell him he can't wear it more than once in 1 week. But you know, it makes me proud that he really likes what he has. And one of the things that was really cool about this shirt is he wore it for his birthday, and I took him to Target so that he could pick his birthday presents, and the cashier said, "Whoa, your shirt is so cool. Where can I buy that shirt?" And he said, "You can't, my mom made it." And that, I wish I could say that I wasn't extremely proud of myself in that moment and that I was cooler than what I am, because on the inside, I did the biggest happy dance and the smile that I had on my face went from ear to ear, okay? And it was just really cool because throughout the day, because we did have family over, most of our family has been vaccinated and is still pretty much isolated working from home, so they all came over to celebrate with us, and it was cool to see how many people were like, "Oh, we love your shirt's so nice." And it was really fun to hear him say, "My mom made it," and to see the pride on his face when he said it. Anyways, it was one of the best things that I've ever made, and I'm just so happy that my son liked it. Now, my sons also, like I mentioned, I bought enough of that fabric so that I could make them both something. Well, they both need shorts, so they both asked me if I would use some of that material to make them shorts. I didn't have a really great simple shorts pattern for them, so what I did is I took a pair of shorts that I recently purchased for them. I think the shorts were either from Children's Place or from Target, I'm not sure. I traced them off and I added pockets to them, and I just made them each a pair of shorts out of that same fabric. They're perfect because it's a lightweight cotton. My boys have slept in these shorts, they have worn them through the day, and they were really easy to construct. So I'm so happy that I used the fabric that way, because it's not something that they're gonna forget about and that they're not gonna get use out of. It's something that they're actually enjoying wearing, so that's really nice. During the editing of this video, I realized I forgot to mention that I made them 2 V-neck shirts out of this great gecko cotton from Joann's. The pattern is actually made by Jack's mom V-neck top. The next thing that I made is actually a Seamwork Binning dress. Now, I wore this dress in my last makes video, so if you watched my sewing makes video the last time around, which was for February, March, then you would have saw me wearing it. It is one of my favorite dresses. It's so comfortable. It is made out of a beautiful quilter's cotton that I purchased from Nice Cosas. If you haven't checked out Nice Cosas, it is a wonderful fabric store, so please do check them out. They have some amazing things, and it's woman-owned, okay? Let's support those women-owned businesses. Anyway, I love this fabric so much. It's bright, it's bold, it's colorful, it's all the things that I love. It's comfortable, it has a bottom ruffle, and it's just perfect. It has pockets that are pretty deep, so I can put lots of things in them. And it was a very simple project, a very easy sewing project. Probably the most difficult thing about it, if you're new to sewing, is adding the facing, but even that was pretty good. I mean, the instructions were very clear. If you haven't actually sewn a Seamwork sewing pattern before, they are really good at hand holding in their patterns. I really enjoy them, and if you're a member with Seamwork, most of their patterns have a sew along that you can actually join on their website, and you can watch the sew along over and over again if you need it. So this is a really great beginner friendly dress to make. I actually plan on making more. I think it would be really nice in a linen. I also think that it would be really nice in something that's light and swishy. So anyway, if you haven't checked out the Binning dress with Seamwork, I definitely recommend that you check that pattern out. The next thing that I made was the Friday Pattern Company Adrienne blouse, but I hacked it into a dress. Now, this is the second dress hack that I've made out of this blouse, but this one I want to say probably is my favorite out of the two, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Chelsea from Friday Pattern Company, she uploaded a YouTube video showing how she created this hack, and immediately when I saw that video 2 days later, I had to make that dress. I had this fabric in my stash. Lucky for me, I have enough to make something else out of it too, because I had trouble deciding for sure that I was ready to cut into it. But when I saw her version of her Adrienne dress hack, I knew this fabric had to be that dress. So I went ahead and used half of that fabric in order to make my dress hack. It is the most soft double brush poly ever. Double brush poly is my favorite jersey fabric, and it has this really deep green, blue, teal color, and it has leopard spots all over it. It's just so pretty. I love it so much. And while I am wearing it now, it's going to be so great during the fall winter months as well, because if you know double brush poly, it's a bit heavy. It's not a thin, lightweight jersey, so it's definitely something that with tights could keep you warm. I imagine it wearing it with a fedora and thinking that I'm the coolest thing in the room. I imagine pairing it with a scarf and boots. It's a great transitional dress, and it was pretty simple to make. Walking through the steps with her on her YouTube video that she posted, I was able to create the dress with no issue. The only thing that I would change in the future is that even though I want to say I shortened the actual blouse pattern by 5 inches, I probably could have shortened it by a couple more inches, because 2 things actually. Double brush poly is a bit heavy, so when you're making a dress, you have to keep that in mind. It kind of hangs, right? So it stretches a bit, and so that made the waist part of the dress a little lower than what I probably was super comfortable with. I still love the dress, but in my next versions, I will take more inches off of the bodice part of the dress. The other thing that I will do is I will raise the pockets. The way I positioned the pockets, I thought would be perfect, but since the dress kind of sagged a bit, and also just where I placed them, I could have probably raised them an inch or 2 from where they were. So I definitely plan on making those changes in the future. Now, I wanted pockets, and I didn't have the patience, I guess, to draft my own pockets for this dress, so I did end up using the pocket pattern from the Indigo dress from Tilly and the Buttons, and I love that pocket because it's so huge and deep, and you can put so much stuff in those pockets. So this was an amazing make. I love it so much. I've worn it several times since making it. It was actually something that I entered into the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. And so I entered that dress as well as a couple of other dresses, which I'll talk to you about next. So the very next dress that I made was the Westcliff dress by Friday Pattern Company. But it was hacked to be paired with the Indigo dress from Tilly and the Buttons. These are 2 of my absolute favorite dress patterns, okay? And it was a no-brainer once I made the Westcliff dress the first time around, which I shared in either my last makes video or the makes video before that. I love the bodice and the waist on that dress. The only issue that I had with the Westcliff dress is that it's a bit form-fitting in the tummy and hip area. And to be perfectly honest, I suffer from something that causes me to bloat. So for those of you out there that know about endometriosis, you know that it can cause severe bloating, and that happens to me sometimes because I have endometriosis, and so it can be very uncomfortable. So having clothes that are hugging on that area, while sometimes it may not physically be uncomfortable, I become self-conscious about wearing form-fitted things. So that's one of the issues that I have with the Westcliff pattern. But if you are a person that doesn't have belly bulge or bloating, then this is definitely not going to be an issue for you. But if you're like me and you prefer a fuller skirt to your dress, I highly recommend pairing it with the Indigo skirt, because it definitely gives you that room to where it's very swishy and cute, but also doesn't attract attention to your bloated belly. And so that's what I did. I actually used the Indigo extension pack, which has the midi length dress option with the ruffle on the bottom. So I used both pattern pieces with the pockets, because you know we must have pockets to create the perfect dress. Now I love the combination of the Westcliff bodice with the Indigo skirt so much that I have plans to make at least 2 more this summer. I hope I can get them done, because this is a dress that I cannot stop wearing. I just love it so much. Not only is the color really amazing, it's just about the fit. It's so comfortable, right? So for this particular version, I used a beautiful teal modal fabric that I actually got from one of my thread crate boxes. And I love this fabric because it's soft, it's thin, it's breathable. But for my next versions, I actually want to use a different type of jersey fabric. For this particular jersey fabric, it's very delicate. It easily snags, or you can easily poke a hole in it. As a matter of fact, that happened to me when I was doing the gathers that are at the top of the bodice. At some point, I kind of pinched it and I had to go and unpick a part of the dress. And when I unpicked this one stitch, it also created a hole in the fabric. So that was one issue I had with it. Also, another issue is when inserting the elastic. Okay, let me back up. For a lot of dresses that have gathers, I often will use elastic thread in order to create the gathers, because I'm lazy. There's no other explanation. I am lazy, and it is an easy way to create gathers. And for this particular project, I did that. And I found that I didn't like the process as much on modal fabric as I do on other jerseys, or even on flat woven cotton. So anyway, the dress is gorgeous. The color is amazing. It's comfortable. I've been wearing it like crazy, but I do want to try putting these 2 pattern pieces again together on a different type of jersey fabric. Now, one of the things about the Westcliff that really had me sold from day one is that it has cup sizes. Most of Friday Pattern Company patterns actually do have cup sizes. So I was able to make a D cup. It fits my bust so nicely, doesn't show cleavage. I don't particularly love to show cleavage unless it's like a date night. So it doesn't show cleavage, and it also just hugs my bust really nicely. I don't have to worry about bending over and accidentally showing something I don't want to show. It's like a faux wrap dress bodice. I just love it so much. So enough about that dress. I'm gushing all over the place. It's just such a great combo. So if you haven't tried it, you should. All right, so the next thing that I made is actually the dress that I'm wearing right now, and I would stand up, but I don't know that you'll be able to appreciate it as much, so I will insert pictures. I love this dress. I don't know how many times I've worn it since I made it, because it is the perfect spring summer dress. This is the pattern Scout Ava dress. It is a maxi length dress with splits on both sides of the dress. So incredible. This fabric is actually a beautiful rayon challis that I purchased from LA Finch Fabrics, and I love LA Finch Fabrics. They have some amazing, really amazing fabrics. It is woman owned, and it's incredible. You definitely should check them out if you haven't already. I did a fabric haul recently, and this fabric was featured in that video. You should check it out if you haven't, and you can see some of the other things that I got from this particular store. I love this dress so much. First of all, the colors are bright and bold. They totally speak my personality. It reminds me kind of like an Aztec type of print. I just love it so much. It's very light and swishy and comfortable. And one of the things about this pattern that I really appreciate is that it also comes in cup sizes. I actually pattern tested this dress. It has elastic around the back of the dress, but it's flat in the front, and it has a wrap front bodice. But I personally found that with the wrap front bodice on this woven dress, it kind of gapes a bit on me, and I am nervous about showing my bra. So I use this really cute pin to fasten my dress together right here in the middle, and it worked out perfectly. One of my subscribers a while back mentioned an Amazon company that actually sells a bunch of these little fabric pins, and they are gorgeous. They have lots of little bows. They're like mini brooches, okay? They have rhinestones, like this one actually looks like a diamond. And it's just the perfect solution for someone like myself that's busty and doesn't like to accidentally show cleavage, but likes to wear form-fitting things. Anyway, I love this dress so much. It was definitely a pattern that stretched my skills, because with this dress, you do French seams as a finish on the inside. This was the first time that I did a full dress with French seams. So it was a really fun experience. And I think I'll be doing more things using this technique. One of the things that I'd like to do, and I'm thinking about filming it, so let me know if this is something you want to see, is doing a Wilder gown by Friday Pattern Company in a silk fabric using the French seam technique. So after doing this dress, I feel more confident now that I can do other dresses that way, especially fabrics that are more delicate, that fray easily. I definitely want to continue to use this technique, and I really loved making this dress, so much so that I plan to make more. Now, I've seen some other versions of this dress in linen that have just got me so eager to try it. So I recently purchased some more linen, so hopefully I'll be able to make another one of these dresses soon in linen. So that's what this dress is all about, and it is fantastic. So that is the pattern Scout Ava. The next thing that I made is my Tilly and the Buttons Jessa Trousers. This is a part of my Make 9 plans. So I'm so happy to have completed these trousers. I will say that finding the right fit was a bit difficult. I sometimes have this issue with making pants with Tilly and the Buttons patterns. Oftentimes I will make the pants and they will be like several sizes too big, and let me explain why. I definitely have a different body shape than some. I have a short torso, I have a wide torso, but I'm not very hippie. I have no bum and I have very skinny legs. So even though when you're looking at the sizing of finished garment measurements, I will pick my size based off of that, but the issue is that I'm not completely proportionate within those sizes. So I will grade sizes. So my waist might be like a size 6, but my hips might be all the way down to a size 4 or even a 3, right? But then to go even further, my legs are so skinny that they often end up falling in the 1-2 size range. So fitting pants is new for me and I'm learning. So I definitely had to do some serious fitting with these pants, and I'm not 100% sold on the fit of these, but I do know what I will do differently should I try to make these particular pants again. And part of me really wants to out of a denim fabric. But if I do, it'll probably be fall winter when I do that, if wide leg pants are still the thing. And I made this particular pair out of a stretch twill. It is light blue, and I used these really great denim buttons that actually came with I think it came with an overall buckle set that I had purchased and never used. So I used those denim buttons that came in that. And then I used a zipper that matched the buttons. Another issue that I had with this particular make is that I somehow didn't get the zipper cover, the flap cover, to completely come over the front. So depending on how I'm standing, you can kind of see the zipper poking through on the side. So that was something that I will work on. The other thing is that there's a flap at the top of the trousers where you hook your pants or button your pants across the top, and it's not as clean as I would like it. But considering this is my first pair of fitted trousers that I ever made that had a zip up front with buttons and a latch or hook, what is it called? Anyway, I was proud of myself at how they came out. Now, I think in my next attempt, I will make a size 3, but grade down to a size 2 and see if that fixes my issue. But as far as the way they came out, I'm okay with it. I've actually worn them a couple of times and they really don't bother me. I do wish that they looked a little bit more flattering on the butt. However, As I mentioned before, I have a very flat back end. So I don't know how much difference I can make with the tweaks that I'm going to make, but hopefully I can figure it out so it looks a little bit more flattering. But either way, I'm so proud of myself for completing those pants, and I definitely see myself making more trousers in the near future. All right, so the next thing that I made was the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top, and this time I made it, this is my second time making it, this time I made it out of a wonderful double gauze. Now this double gauze, I think it's called a bubble gauze with Joann's. I purchased this from Joann's last summer, and it's perfect. I love the way this top came out. I got an opportunity to play with the directions of the striping on the fabric, which is really fun. And I actually changed the sleeve of this blouse. So I created the bubble sleeve, but I also added a ruffle. And it was such an interesting make. I had so much fun doing it, and I definitely think that because of the way it came out, I actually like it more than my original version, which is following the pattern the way it is. I like my version better because it keeps my sleeve in place and the ruffle doesn't allow it to inch up my arm. I don't know if that makes sense. If you've seen very many versions of the Sagebrush top, you may know what I'm talking about, but I definitely think that adding that ruffle changed the game for me with this blouse, and I definitely plan to make more of them. One thing I love about bubble gauze is that it's very breathable and comfortable to wear, and so this is a top that's getting a lot of love in my closet already, even though I've only had it for a little over a month. So if you're interested in seeing how I created that special ruffle on the sleeve, let me know, and I'd love to be able to share that with you in another video. All right, friends, that's everything that I made in the months of April and May. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my makes. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I truly appreciate you, and I thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to use those discount codes if you decide to purchase anything from Create Room during their sale, which ends on June 5th. Thank you so much, friends. Have a great day. Bye.